The Expert Guide to Understanding the 21 Faces Monster. In the mid-1980s, Japan was a nation defined by safety, discipline, and public trust, where violent crime was rare and faith in institutions ran deep, which is precisely why the emergence of a shadowy criminal presence calling itself the Monster with 21 faces felt so destabilizing, because this was not a gang that relied on bloodshed or spectacle, but one that understood something far more powerful, the psychology of fear, and weaponized it with chilling precision, beginning on March 18, 1984, when Katsuhisa Ezaki, the president of the Glico Candy Company, was kidnapped from his own home in Osaka, taken while bathing, humiliated, and held captive until he managed a daring escape days later, an act that should have ended the nightmare, but instead marked its true beginning, as anonymous letters soon arrived demanding enormous sums of money and threatening to poison popular candy products with cyanide, a threat so effective that Glico was forced to pull all its products from shelves nationwide, costing the company millions and instantly turning harmless sweets into symbols of danger. While parents panicked, stores posted warnings, and a sense of invisible menace crept into daily life. What made the Monster with 21 faces especially terrifying was not just what they threatened, but how they communicated, sending mocking, intelligent letters directly to police and newspapers, openly ridiculing investigators, questioning their competence, and even offering clues as if daring authorities to catch them, a move that transformed the crimes into public theater and ensured constant media attention, as journalists eagerly printed each new message, unknowingly amplifying the criminal's power, while police, accustomed to solving nearly all major crimes, found themselves overwhelmed by a case that left almost no usable evidence, with mass-produced materials, stolen vehicles, and deliberately misleading details that led nowhere, making every investigative failure feel more humiliating than the last. As the months passed, the Monster shifted targets from Glico to other major food companies, including Morinaga, escalating their campaign by placing packages of candy on store shelves labeled with warnings that they contained poison, a move that revealed the group's true strategy. Because although cyanide was present in at least some of the packages, the labels ensured no one was harmed, proving that the objective was not mass murder, but absolute control. Control over corporations, over the media narrative, and over public emotion, while demonstrating that they could kill if they chose to, a threat far more unsettling than violence itself, as shoppers wondered whether the next unlabeled box might be real, forcing police to deploy tens of thousands of officers to stake out grocery stores across the country in an unprecedented show of desperation. Despite the scale of the response, the Monster remained elusive, leaving behind only fragments of identity, including grainy surveillance footage of a man placing candy on a shelf, dubbed the Video Man, and later the infamous Fox-Eyed Man, spotted during a ransom drop attempt and briefly pursued before escaping, a moment that symbolized the entire case. The criminals always just one step ahead, watching from the shadows while law enforcement reacted, never leading, and the psychological toll of this imbalance grew immense, culminating in the tragic suicide of a senior police superintendent, an event that underscored how deeply the case had shaken those tasked with stopping it. Throughout the investigation, theories multiplied, ranging from corporate insiders orchestrating the crimes to revenge motivated by past food industry scandals, to organized criminals seeking chaos rather than profit, yet none could fully explain the Monster's behavior, especially their repeated refusal to actually collect ransom money, suggesting that financial gain was secondary to humiliation, spectacle, and the thrill of outsmarting authority, an idea reinforced by the name they chose for themselves, inspired by a fictional master of disguise who could be anyone, anywhere, at any time, reinforcing the notion that the Monster was less a person than a concept, a living reminder that anonymity itself could be a weapon. Then, just as abruptly as they appeared, the Monster with 21 faces vanished, sending one final letter in August 1985 announcing the end of their campaign, leaving behind more than 30 targeted companies, massive economic damage, shattered public confidence, and a police force forced to accept defeat, as statutes of limitation eventually expired and the case slipped from the realm of justice into legend, unresolved and perhaps unresolvable, which is why it continues to haunt modern true crime discussions, not because of the violence involved, but because it exposed a disturbing truth, that a society can be destabilized without bombs or bullets. That fear can be engineered through intelligence and restraint, and that sometimes the most powerful criminals are not those who destroy lives directly, but those who manipulate trust itself, disappearing before they can ever be held accountable, leaving only questions, paranoia, and the unsettling possibility that the monster never truly left at all.